Hey, pedal people, it's the Pedal Guy here. How you doing? It's a brand new day and it's a brand new firmware, version 2.0 for the HeadRush Looperboard. I'm going to show you how to install it and we're going to get started right now. Well, hey, it's Scott at the Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Well, we're all about pedal demos, pedal knowledge, and pedal sales. I love pedals, and so do you. Now, before we get started, if this is your first visit to our channel, make sure you take a second and click on that subscribe button down there and ring that bell so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. And if you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, be sure to like and follow us so you can stay up to date with all of our activities because we do post daily and we'd love to hear from you. Well, this is a brand new firmware for the HeadRush Looperboard. This has been a long time coming, and I'm so very excited to show this to you, but we're going to start at the beginning, which is how do I install the firmware onto the Looperboard. So that's what we're going to cover in this video, and then in subsequent videos to follow, I'm going to go through all of the new features because it is a completely new Looperboard. Everything has, they've listened to the customers, they've listened to you, they've listened to the dealers, they've listened to everybody, and they have really put a lot of time and effort into this new firmware, and I think you're going to really enjoy what you see and hear. But let's start at the beginning, which involves installing the firmware. Okay, so we're looking at the main screen here of the HeadRush Looperboard. Now I'm going to use the USB 3.0 cable that came with the Looperboard, and I suggest you do the same just for consistency's sake. Go to the upper right corner to the three dots, and you want to go to Global Settings. Once you're in Global Settings, the next thing you want to do is go back up to those three dots and go to the Firmware Updater. And now the Looperboard's going to ask, do you want to cancel or do you want to connect a source? Where you could use, in theory, you could use an SD card or a USB memory stick. In this case here, we're going to be doing it from the PC, so I'm going to select PC Mac. And the screen's now going to go black, and it's going to come back up in just a second, where it's now going to say update. You can see it here at the bottom. And at this point now, we're going to go ahead and run the installer and install it. And at this point now, it's going to ask us to update the Looperboard. So here we go. Now it's transferring the update. And this could take up to a minute or two. Depends on how fast your computer is. So if you have a pot of coffee that you're waiting for to brew, maybe this might be a good time. Although it's working pretty fast here, as you can see. In just a second, it will finish up. Okay, it's programming the update. And there it is, it's done. And you can see now the Looperboard GUI here now looks different as far as the updating screen goes. But there is one other thing you do need to do before you complete the process. Now you can see it, we're not even going to touch this yet, so don't worry about that quite just yet. What you want to also do at this point is you want to power down the Looperboard, because what you want to do is recover the factory settings, the factory reset settings. So one thing to keep in mind, of course, and I probably should have mentioned this before the video started, was make sure you back up all of your data, because if you don't, it's all going to get wiped out. So what you want to do in this case now is you want to hold down the 11 and 12 buttons, the foot switches, on the lower right corner. So I know it's not on the camera, but just imagine it's all the way at the bottom right. So hold down 11 and 12, reboot the Looperboard, and let's see what happens. Okay, so there comes the welcome screen. I am so looking forward to playing with this. You have no idea. This is going to be a lot of fun. There it goes, reverting. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and release the foot switches, and there you go. So now it is completely 100% updated. If we go to the upper right corner, that's where the new save section is. If we go to the upper left corner, here it is. So let's go to Global Settings again, and let's find the info, and the firmware is indeed now version 2.0. So we have in fact updated the firmware at this point. So we're good to go at this point. Okay, that concludes how to install the new firmware into the Looperboard. Stay tuned for future video tutorials where I'll start taking you into some of the new features of this firmware. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any further questions, be sure to visit us at thepedalguy.com. But in the meantime, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and also Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for weekly videos and tutorials. Thanks for stopping by here at thepedalguy.com, where I love pedals and so do you.